it seems a little paradoxical, like an oxymoron. You got to surrender, and then you're in touch with your highest power. How does that work? Let's break it down a little bit. When you surrender, what does it mean surrender first? Surrender is when we stop, the localized consciousness stops identifying so much with this instrument called the mind. Instead, it starts to, you can say, realize or identify. Realize is better. It realizes its source, which is universal consciousness. That's what surrender is. When we don't, it's all about energy management and attention, and we got we got a hell of a ship that we got to navigate here. Because when the localized consciousness incarnates into this human form, things matter. Where I'm giving my attention, it's going to dictate the experience I'm having. How I'm spending my energy, it's also going to dictate the experience I'm having, and it determines how aware I am of my own spirituality or my own universal consciousness. If my attention is on sex or money or business or popularity, for example, where's the attention going to be to go to realize this formless nature, this universal consciousness? It's going to be stuck. The attention, I'm going to be, it's like I'm in the headset, the VR headset. When my attention goes inside, this is an analogy, when my attention's more on the inner spaciousness, it's like I'm taking my headset off. This is what it is. Surrender, there's two aspects of it though. First thing I got to realize is I got to surrender to the fact that I don't know how to take this VR headset off. I got to surrender to that. The momentum and habit and habitual nature of the localized consciousness identifying with its virtual reality equipment, mind, emotions, physical body, that's so long-standing and strong. I just can't do it. I don't know how to not do it. This is first surrender. At the same time, I need to ask for help. I can ask for help from a spiritual being. I can pray, talk to God. God expresses in the formless, which is there's no form. You just pray and you just feel. You're in touch with some higher power because you've surrendered that you can't do it on your own as a human construct. You're like, I can't do it. I make a mess. I don't feel serenity, and I can't stop doing this. God, can you help me? That surrenders, that puts the VR equipment in the background. And then you're asking for help. You're asking to realize your true nature. All of a sudden, that starts to get revealed. That couldn't get revealed, though, if I didn't surrender that I don't know how to do that with the VR equipment. The mind doesn't know how to realize its true nature. It just gets in the way. Number one, I had to surrender to that. And then I had to, mosquitoes, I had to, surrender to the mosquitoes. I got spray somewhere though. I can, this encourages the mosquitoes to not do that. See, I use tools. God gave me tools, but these are special force mosquitoes. They've transcended this for the most part. So this is what I'm dealing with. You surrender. I had to surrender with this VR equipment. I can't reach the height of my being. First surrender. A deeper surrender. I can't stop doing it. I can't stop trying with my VR equipment to reach the height of my being. See? It's two-aspected surrender. No, it's three-aspected. Third aspect, God, universal power, or Ramana Maharshi, Muji, if you're there, can you help me? Asking for help. That's the third. That's surrender in action now. So you can't just stay mental. So when I put all that together, I start to realize my deeper power. It's just that's set up like that. This is how God created the game. It's like that. I don't have to cultivate this power. This is the only power that I can't go learn or buy or cultivate. It like went down my shirt. Isn't that a good deal? How much would this power cost if you had to buy it? Maybe $1 trillion. But it's free. It's free, but it's not cheap. Muji said that. I like it. It's like, that's the irony. This power is free, but it's not cheap. That means I can't, this is why I made that video, Are You Willing to Disappear? Disappear as a human being with all your little desires and passions and things that you think are going to make you happy. You can still have desires, but they can't be backed with so much energy, not if we really want to realize who we are, because they block it. So what I was going to say is if I'm more focused on making money and getting in a relationship and getting married and having a family and doing this and doing that, if that's really my main focus, you can do introspection and see. Just call yourself out. And if it is, that's okay. You surrender that. Remember, we can't help it. This is the karma. This is the game. God made it like that. He made it to where we can't help it, so that then we can ask for help so that we can help it. It's all part of the game. There's nothing wrong here. If my focus and attention is on these things, then I can pray all I want. It'll still help, actually. It helps dissolve these desires and tendencies, but I won't experience this deeper power as much if my energy and attention is going out so much. I'm not going to realize this power. Remember at the beginning, it's about the management of attention. I'm not going to realize it as much as if these desires and tendencies have, you can say, dissolved and morphed into one main desire, which is to just continuously be centered in this inner state of presence, or allow the localized consciousness to realize its true nature and be self-aware. If that's my main goal, then, and I surrender to the fact that I can't do that, depends which I you take yourself to be, the mind can't do that. A surrender happens, and the power to so-called do that, that's why I like realize that, it's already there. It comes. So this is the beauty. This is the beauty of surrender. Look at the example with Gandhi. You can even see how this expressed on a very gross level when he was fighting England back in the day, and with the whole non-violence technique. England would be beating them, and even that time where they were just shot, thousands of people, unarmed people. What happened? That non-violence spiritual energy drove them out of the country because it gave them a shift. Actually, yeah, I didn't think about that. That's some good karma, I think. Gandhi and his followers at that time anyway. Because these people that left the country, how many of them actually had a spiritual awakening because of that? If you're beating somebody and they've just surrendered, do you think some inner shift isn't going to, you think you're not going to see yourself? I bet a lot of them saw themselves. They're like, whoa, what the hell? I was asleep. I'm like hurting these innocent people. And they weren't doing anything. That realization will bleed through into the rest of your life too. It's like that movie Powder. Some of you said you liked it. I know, I did too. Where the guy shot the deer and then Powder came and put his hand on the deer, and then the guy experienced what the deer felt when he just shot him for no reason. That's transformation. I think Gandhi and his people are, I think God used them as a catalyst to transform these people spiritually, actually. It wasn't just about the physical war. There's always a deeper agenda God has. It's just, can we see it with our VR equipment? Sometimes we can. So let's see, anything else about surrender? If you feel like you can't surrender because the ego's just too strong, there's too much resistance, you ask for help. You ask for help, but at the same time, you work on your human construct character. You can't non-dual it away. Doesn't exist. Look at it, introspect, make an inventory of yourself. What are you doing that's blocking you seemingly from surrendering? Put all that down. Then ask intuition, ask God to help troubleshoot that stuff. I'm a sex addict. I just can't stop doing it. I'm a food addict. I just can't. I just like eating. I got a friend like that. But we get along really good. I accept him. It's all good. Ask for help with that. Go get help. You want to go to a 12-step program to get some support? Do that. If you really want to be free and surrender, then nothing can stop you. And you're going to be, God will send, the universe is going to send, you can say mighty aids to help you. You'll get downloads. You'll hear things, maybe in the video or books or someone else. They're going to give you, you're going to hear God speaking. This whole thing's secret. It's like Dungeons and Dragons, some kind of game. It's like we're in it. This is the Dungeons and Dragons, or whatever the modern game is today, where it's like we can't see the vastness, so we're like stuck in this very limited sphere, and we're trying to figure this out. And I smell the trail. I'm going here to try to find the gold, and this is what we're doing. This is the game we signed up for. All the while, that's happening inside ourselves as consciousness. If we didn't have the consciousness, this game couldn't exist. The consciousness is a space in which this game can be played on. So watch my video, An Easy Way to Do Self-Inquiry, because that's what I'm talking about. All these videos are kind of connected. I can't talk for 24 hours nonstop, so I make a bunch of videos. All right, see you.